Hello everyone and welcome to this tutorial. Today we're going to be talking about swapping two variables. Now the reason why we're going to be talking about this is because Computer Science 1 professors oftentimes at the beginning of the course like to give this problem as a brain teaser. And what it is say we have two variables, integer variables, a and b. A holds the value of 16 and b holds the value of 5. We want to swap those two variables so that a has the value of 5 and b has the value of 16. So what would you do? What kind of code would you write to take care of this? And so what a lot of people think at first is, well, we'll just do a is assigned b and b is assigned a. That should work, right? And so we're going to run this code, but first let's do a couple of cout statements so we can see if it's worked properly. And let's go ahead and run this. And as you can see, we've got a has the value of 5 and b has the value of 5. So obviously our code didn't work. And the example I like to use most to demonstrate what's going on here is using a spreadsheet. So say all of these cells here are the memory in a computer. And as you can see here, we have a has the value of 16 and b has the value of 5, just like we have declared up here. And so let's run through our code. Let's look at line 11. A is assigned b. So as you can see here, a gets the value of b, which is 5. And you can already see that we've overwritten the original value of a. We can't get that 16 back since we've already overwritten it. And then we're going to execute our next line of code. B is assigned a. Well, all we're doing is taking that 5 and putting it into b. So that's why we get the result here of a has 5 and b has 5. So we need to think of a way around this. What can we do to save that value of 16? And so let's put a back to 16. What we could do is create a temporary variable to store that, and we can use that for later. And so say c is our temporary variable. What we can do is take the value of a and put it in temp, and then give a the value of b, so it gets 5, and then b gets the value of temp, so 16. So there we go, we've solved the problem of swapping two variables. Now all we got to do is implement that in our code. So the first thing we want to do is create a temporary variable, and we could call it c. I just prefer temp because it makes a little bit more sense whenever you're coding. So the first thing we want to do, we don't want a to be assigned the value of b. We want to store the value of a in temp. So let's go ahead and do that. Temp is assigned a. And then, actually, let's go ahead and set these back. Make sure we're doing this right. And so, okay, so we have temp is assigned a. So it gets 16. And our next line of code is a is assigned b. So now a is assigned 5. Now we need to give b the value of 16. So what we need to do is, instead of saying b is assigned a, we need to do b is assigned temp, because we want to get 16 into that location. So b is assigned temp. So then it gets that 16. So that should work. Let's go ahead and run our code. And as you can see, a now has the value of 5 and b has the value of 16. So we've successfully solved the problem of swapping two variables. Now the reason why professors like to use this example is because they want to show what's going on with the data allocation, what's going on whenever you have variables and you're moving data around. So that concludes this tutorial. I hope to see you in the next.